Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 11 preview between the San Diego Chargers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Chargers.
There are two things the Chargers secondary can do this week versus the Denver Broncos passing attack to have some success. One, they have to get bump press at the line of scrimmage. You can't allow these receivers free release off the line. What that does is slows down the timing of the offense, and it gives your pass rush time to get to Peyton Manning. And two, you can't allow inside release of these big physical wide receivers. Force them to go to the outside where you have the sideline as your friend. It also forces Peyton Manning to be accurate consistently throughout the ball game. That's how you give yourself a chance to win in the secondary versus the Broncos. But let's go inside the lab and look at this offense and see what they can do to get back on track this week versus Denver.
The San Diego Chargers have to find a way to get back into a groove offensively, and I think what they can do versus the Denver Broncos is utilize two backs in the shotgun and giving Phillip Rivers simple reads and simple concepts to avoid the mistakes. You see right here, it's a simple concept, but it's very tough to defend. I'm going to tell you why. You have your two backs in the backfield, flank tight end, two wide receivers. One, you can still run the football strong side if you want to. You can hand this ball off, having this back over here lead, and now you're overloading that side and you have the advantage. Also, you can run weak side. Again, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys going this way. You can also get creative on the interior, having block down, running inside. You can run your traps up here as well too, and your counters out of the gun. And throwing the football where Phillip Rivers is having some problems is keeping it simple. You have your two deep curls and you have your flare routes. What this does is widen out that defense, and it forces this linebacker to make a choice. Either he's going to drop underneath this curl or he's going to buzz and get the running back. Either way, he's wrong. Why? Because you have big wide receivers here in Floyd. You can also have Robert Meacham. They can body up a cornerback to get the effective plays to catch those curls and just keep the chains moving. Now, if you're going to run the slant with Antonio Gates, the key is you're reading this guy. You want to throw away from the strong safety. If he goes here, you go here. If he goes here, you go here. If he just sits and buzzes across, then you go here. So it's not about creative design. It's a lot of times you can be effective in your simplicity. And if the Chargers can get back to that, I think they can have a great chance of beating the Denver Broncos.
Now let's move over to the Broncos in this ball game, and you look at what happened in Week 6. The offense caught fire in the second half. Peyton Manning was 13 out of 14, moving the football up and down the field against San Diego. This week, you look for adjustments to be made by the Chargers defense. They're going to probably go to a matchup style and try to get hands on these guys at the line of scrimmage. So look for the Broncos to move to more bunch set, so that way they can get a free release and take advantage of the quick passing game in case the Chargers try to bring the rush. Defensively, you look at Mike Adams getting his second crack against Antonio Gates. Gates got the best of him in that first matchup. This week, I look for the Broncos to try to bracket or double Antonio Gates. You want to take away his number one option because you know Champ Bailey will do a sound job against Malcolm Floyd. So really the pressure will be on Robert Meacham. Can he step up to the plate? Can he make plays consistently? But you have to take away Gates and put Bailey on Floyd, and that's how you play winning defense if you're the Broncos. Tempo has to be the X factor for the Broncos. They were able to control that tempo and pace in the second half, and that's what led them to that amazing comeback. They got to do it again this week versus San Diego. And now look at Malcolm Floyd. He's going to have to win some of those one-on-one battles with Champ Bailey, the future Hall of Famer. And Floyd has the size, he has the athleticism, he has the ability to high point a football. If he can win some of those battles, it just opens up that Chargers offense. I like Denver in this ball game. Going to mile high, playing that up-tempo style is going to put a lot of pressure on that Chargers defense. And offensively, the Chargers can move the football against Denver. Don't get me wrong, they can put up points. But the problems is the inconsistencies with the turnovers. And right now, I can't trust San Diego going on the road and putting up a consistent effort versus a team like Denver that looks to be peaking at the right time of the season. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Charger fan forums and Bronco fan forums for always showing football game plan support.